And this morning we are diving headfirst into the kitchen with a really unique menu item. Lionfish.
Yeah, you're ready for this? These beautiful fish make a great addition to your aquarium, but they are bad news in our local waters. However, there is a solution. It turns out these lionfish, apparently, so we hear, are actually quite tasty. Here to teach us how to cook and prepare them is Chef Aaron and then Chef Tommy as well from RumFish Grill. Good morning, gentlemen.
Guys.
How are y'all?
Hello.
We're excited to have you in studio today.
Yes.
So we're talking about lionfish. This kind of scares me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little intimidated by this. Should we be?
No, not at all. Lionfish is really good. It's good on menus.
Okay.
It's good for people to get rid of.
Yeah. So let's talk about this. And I know you kind of wanted to bring this up too. Why are these guys so invasive? What's the problem with having them in our waters?
They're not native to our area. They're in the South Pacific and Indian Oceans, but they were brought into the aquarium trade, and the belief was that people just got rid of them into the ocean, and now they've invaded our waters. They take over the reef system. They're a predator that eat the native species where they have to grow up in the reefs.
And now you're not making these and just in the restaurant, but you guys actually have a safari where you go out and catch these and actually bring them in to not only help the environment, but also your patrons get to enjoy it as well.
Yeah, at the Guy Harvey Outpost, this will be our third year that we're having it, coming up in September. And it's a lionfish safari. The divers get to go out, catch all the lionfish, bring them back to the resort. And we cooked them all last year on the beach.
Oh, very cool.
Well, speaking of cooking, let's go ahead, Chef. We want to get you started. Make sure we get in it.
Sure.
Where on earth do we start? Because these are, dangerous. Do you have to be careful when handling them? And
You do. There's a tiny bit of neurotoxin that's found in the very end of the barb or the needle, if you will. When the lionfish are deceased, they're not as strong,
Okay.
but you still have to take precaution. And a lot of times we'll clean the spines off with like shears, go to the base of the fish and go up the back, catch the gills and the tail. And then after that, we're left with a normal fillet of fish. Lionfish are generally, they're a little bit smaller. We have some pretty nice sized lionfish here. They're going to get a little bit larger than that. I think they just caught the largest, which was 445 millimeters long.
I was hoping you weren't saying pounds.
Well, okay, you've got some fillets here, and I know there's a few different ways to cook it. How are you going to prepare it today?
What we're going to do is we're going to do a jerk lionfish. Jerk is a West Indies pesto, if you will, or it's actually a combination of green onions and habaneros, a lot of allspice, lime, cilantro, garlic, and ginger. And it was used years ago to preserve as a preservative. A lot of wild boar was rubbed down with this and kept underground in cool temperatures.
Let's go ahead and get it started because we have a little bit of TV time. I don't know if we can get it all done. So yeah, where do you start?
We're going to sear this, and then we're going to serve this with some red beans, some coconut rice. We're going to finish it with some pineapple salsa and a rum butter.
Okay.
Let's
all right,
see
so
the
you already had
magic.
the fish seasoned, right? It's ready to go?
Yep. This has been rubbed in a jerk that we make at RumFish Grill, and we're going to let this get a little warm.
All right. Get that cooking there, and then you're going to serve it up with some rice and beans?
Yep, we're going to let that go, and then I have some that we can pull out of this oven.
All right. And then how long, because I know fish can sometimes be, you need to make sure you don't overcook it, undercook it. Is this any different?
Look for the telltale sign of the milkiness of you'll see a liquid at the surface. Once you finish it, we want to sear it for probably 2 or 3 minutes on each side, and then as you see a clear liquid coming from the flesh of the fish, you're pretty close, you're done.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, they look very cool, sometimes a little intimidating, but the question is, how do they taste? I know, again, you serve it here for us today. How do you describe it? What can people expect if they order lionfish?
They're going to expect to see like a mangrove snapper and a flounder.
Oh, that's good.
So
Okay.
it's a mild fish. It's a sweeter fish.
All right.
Just like between the snapper and flounder, I would say. That's the closest thing I can think of.
Well, as we kind of wrap up the cooking portion, you guys are going to come back in a little bit. I mean, I guess what's the take home as far as if people are going to do this at home, attempt it at home?
Yeah. Not sure I will just yet. It seems a little intimidating.
If you're doing it at home, I would clip the barbs eviscerate the fish, clean the stomach out, score it, dredge it in flour, and fry it whole.
Fry it whole too. That's another way to do it. All right.